Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakahak Wadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure unto the end. This is the Brother Ra'aya with another video. And in this video, I'll be profiling an article from scripsnews.com titled, Federal Food Aid Cuts Loom for Millions of Low-Income Americans. Government funding expires at the end of this month for a program that provides subsidies to Americans so they can afford fruits and vegetables. And hey, we are coming into some very, detrimental times, the times of Jacob's trouble, where many calamities are going to hit the people on this planet, especially in the United States of America, for the wickedness they've been committing. And a lot of those calamities are going to involve food shortages and famines. These grocery stores, the shelves are going to become emptier and emptier and prices more unaffordable. So you're going to see more thefts, and it's eventually going to get to the point to where people are going to start breaking into each other's houses and taking whatever they can to get their whatever they can to survive. And some of the main targets out there are going to be women and children. Hey, you Israelite women, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women who have been living deliciously off this system, for the last, couple of decades, are about to really feel the burn out here. This September, there's a fight over a little-known government assistance program that helps lower-income Americans purchase fruits and vegetables. Come this time next month, there is a real chance the program will be drastically cut. WIC stands for Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for women, infants, and children. The weakest members of society that needs the most protection, especially you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women. Over 6 million people benefit from it. But at the end of this month, the subsidy could be a casualty, I think they meant casualty, of Democrats and Republicans disagreeing on how much money government programs should get, especially programs that saw increases during the pestilence emergency, which has now been declared over. And I've been noticing, driving around during work, that a lot of these food banks lines are starting to get long again, like they were during 2019 to 2021. And a lot of people I've been seeing in those lines are you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And as that paragraph just said, it's looking like WIC for women, infants, and children is about to get hit especially hard. And we have to wait and see what's going to play out at the end of this month. But regardless, we know that times aren't going to get any better, but worse for you people out here, especially you women, you Israelite women, and your children. It's the times of Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi judgment on you for your insolency and your arrogance and just how horrifically you've treated the men of your nation. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 32, verses 9 to 12. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give unto my speech, and you Israelite women, especially you so-called black women, the Judite women of the southern kingdom have been at ease for these last couple of decades with all these government programs and not being held accountable for anything, having these children out of wedlock, having these children by multiple men, and just living off the government system and, putting men on child support and getting a lot of men caught up in the system, put into prison, or worse, getting put to death, and just playing the whore out here, dressing like a whore, acting like a whore, just living lasciviously. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. give ear unto my speech, in which the voice of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, or the prophets, out on the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as putting up video epistles like this, chiefly GMS or Great Millstone, as well as the brothers that come in the spirit of GMS. Because if you haven't noticed, it's mainly GMS that really gets in on the women through the scriptures, telling you that, hey, if you don't get right, there's judgment that's coming. But with a lot of these other camps, they want to placate and tiptoe around you women to keep you still in that at ease and comfortable spirit, that sisters, that's the sisters spirit. But hey, that spirit, that simp spirit's going along with these simps and you whorish women. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, which WIC and these other government programs, Section 8, whatever, is a part of that vintage. And as it just said, it will fail. The gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless one. And very recently, especially during this year, a lot of you women have been starting to receive judgment. Down here in New Orleans, a lot of you so-called black women have been getting shot dead in the streets. And then, of course, you had a Brick Lady. And then I saw another clip where these two Edomite women, or so-called white women, got knocked out by these Jakes. They were, I don't know the background of the situation, but they were swinging at those Jakes. And those Jakes weren't in the spirit of, just that's a female. Hey, those equal rights got those equal lefts. And we're going to continue to see these judgments befall all you women in Babylon or America, but especially you Israelite women. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the WIC, the Section 8, the child support, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. But hey, those fields and those vines are going to wither up, and you're going to be assed out here along with your children. And then as society continues to collapse and these men see that there are going to be no repercussions for their actions, y'all are going to become target number one. And it's going to be a lot of these men you screwed over in the past that are going to be coming to punch your ticket. Eric Mitchell is the executive director of the Alliance to End Hunger. His concern is that a major cut to WIC could negatively impact the nutrition of low-income Americans, that fruits and veggies bump during the pestilence emergency was able to allow families to purchase up to $50 worth of fruits and vegetables, Mitchell told Scripps News. And as it is, a lot of you Israelites don't buy fruits and vegetables like that. You like to buy all that processed shit in the food and candy. But as these shortages get worse out here, you're going to get desperate and have to turn to those fruits and vegetables. But look, these programs are looking to get cut to help you with assistance on that. Then on top of that, the store shelves are going to be empty. We've had a lot of adverse weather effects all across the country that have destroyed croplands and lessened the yield of these fruits and vegetables going to these stores. If that funding gets cut, that would automatically go down to $11. Those are monthly amounts and figures that Mitchell says don't get you much at the grocery store. Democrats have suggested the program get around $6.3 billion, but the Republican-led House has proposed it receive $5.5 billion. Both the House and Senate are back in Washington this week for the first time in weeks, and Mitchell hopes it's an issue that can be resolved quickly because to him, both proposals are too low. This is a program that is already facing $1 billion shortfall, Mitchell said. Scripps News Kansas City recently chatted with one grandmother, a woman, more than likely an Israelite woman, who said if it wasn't for pantry donations, her family would be faced with drastic cuts. We would probably be eating one meal a day, said Candy Lawlin. You just want to do the best for your kids. Hey, but as we just read, the vintage shall fail. 1 meal a day, a half a meal a day, a candy bar in a lot of instances is going to be compared, is going to be a blessing compared to the horrible situations that's about to befall you Americans, especially you Israelites, especially you Israelite women. That's it with this article. Let's get back into these precepts because it's going to get so bad out here to where people are going to wish that they didn't have children. And a lot of those children are going to become a meal ticket, but in a whole nother way. This is Luke chapter 23. I'm going to read verses 29 to 21. For behold, and it's in red letters, so it's Yahushai, the Son of the Most High, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus Christ speaking. For behold, the days are coming, and we're living in these days and times, in the which they shall say, Blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bear, and the paps which never gave suck, women that don't have children. Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, Fall on us, and to the hills, cover us. And in the scriptures, mountains and hills are symbolic for governments. So people are going to be asking for government assistance. But hey, with all these conflicting situations taking place, these governments won't be able to help you. It's going to be every man for himself out here. And in a lot of instances, the elites want it like this. They want to bring that chaos so they can bring the order out of it, which is what a lot of you people marching into these FEMA and detention camps and getting that charagma, that CHIP implant into you so that you can what? Get that government assistance again. Verse 31, for if they do these things in a green tree, which means while things are still relatively good, because a green tree means what? It hasn't died and withered. And we're seeing that right now, even though you can still go to the stores and buy stuff and the shelves are still somewhat full, people are struggling bad out here due to inflation, job loss, and just this cost of living crisis we're living in. So if people are desperate now, what shall be done in the dry when that tree has withered up and died? It's going to be every man for himself out here. Get it how you live. And for a lot of you women out there, it's going to mean this. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 10. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. When these famines and food shortages really hit out here, and you women are desperate, you're going to look at those children as the ultimate meal ticket. You're going to be cooking them any way you can to fill that empty belly. And hey, it was also stated in the curses of Deuteronomy 28, hey, that our women would eat our children in these different calamities we've been through. It happened during when the Assyrians besieged the northern kingdom. Our women ate their children. It happened when the Neo-Babylonians came against us. It happened during 70 AD with that siege, which I believe is what this verse is specifically referencing, and what is going to happen today. Nothing new under the sun. As it also says in Romans chapter 15, everything written aforetime was written for our learning. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, and the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy power hath given thee, in the siege, in the straitness. Hey, with the sieges that took place back then, and sieges, states of martial law are going to take place now. People stuck in their own little areas where they're stuck in. And on top of that, empty storage shelves, food shortages, and desperation. So what? People are going to eat their kids. Wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee, point blank period. Hey, rise up, ye careless women that are at ease. Hey, the vintage shall fail. And hey, it's just going to be every man for himself out here. And it's not just going to be these women that are going to go through it. Everybody in society is going to go through it. And like I said earlier, it's going to get so bad to where people are going to turn against each other and break into each other's houses, put, the man of the house, hey, the whole house to death, or have their ways with the women and the children in that house, hey, even the man of the house, and spoil that house of whatever goods that they can take to survive. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 in the Apocrypha, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. In the modern day sword, especially in the United States of America, is the gun, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, famines, food shortages, high prices, government programs getting cut off to where people can't get their hands on goods, and for great tribulation, all the other calamities of Jacob's trouble that are going to be taking place. Hey, but to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, we need not worry about these things. The only thing we should be worrying about right now is staying in the good graces of our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, so we can hope to be of that elect number and have that protective hedge over us during Jacob's trouble and these great famines that are coming. Because what does it say? And I believe it's Isaiah chapter 63, my servants shall eat and drink while ye thirst and hunger and wail and cry and lament for all these troubles that are coming upon you, roughly paraphrasing. But that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.